What's up YouTube and what's up FishTankTV.com. It's Mateo coming back with my welcome back video. I've been gone for about a month, and if you follow my channel at all, you know that in my last video I was really unhappy with my 29 gallon. Had some major nutrients issues, nutrients leaking up through the substrate and causing me major algae problems on my glass, and I was really sick of it, and I wasn't happy with the aquascape, and I was having to do way too much maintenance. And then I was unhappy with my other tank that I had in my room, my 10 gallon with my betta fish that really wasn't himself anymore after having a little ordeal with a yo-yo loach. And all that has changed. My whole aquarium situation has all changed, all for the better, all for positive, and I'm here to bring that to you now. First and foremost, I do not have that little 10 gallon tank set up anymore. I took all the plants that were in that and I divided them up into my 29 gallon, the new scape that you'll see here in a minute, and then I also reset up an outdoor tank in my backyard that I'll show you on another day. And with the fish that I had in there, I had a couple neon tetras and a betta fish, and the betta fish is no longer with us. I froze his ass, so he's in a better place now, and the neon tetras are in with my community aquarium. So I'll go ahead and show you now what I'm really proud of. And this is my new 29 gallon tank with some new plants and just new energy. I got my first thing I want to say is when I first decided to tear this tank down, it was mainly because I wanted to get rid of the dirt that was in my aquarium. And now I'm rocking with a no dirt tank. This is just all eco-complete on the bottom. I took out all my dirt because as much as I believed in the root system and as much as I believed in like how well dirt gives your plants like just that extra benefit and that extra edge to thrive and survive, it was just giving me too much problems, and I didn't want to go out and buy another bag of eco-complete, and my only solution was to take out the dirt. So I did. I took out the dirt. This tank was actually bone dry for about 5 days. All my fish were in a quarantine tank. All my plants were in a bucket. And please learn from my mistake. The biggest mistake I ever made was I took all my plants, all the plants I've ever bought at Petco, my whole order from Dustin that I ordered like 4 months ago, I put them all in like a 5 gallon bucket and filled them up with tap water and let them, sit in my bathroom while I was doing this project. And I don't know if it was because I didn't put dechlorinator in the tap water, or if the water temperature in the bucket was different than what the plants were used to, but for some reason or another, every single one of my plants, with the exception of 1 or 2 pieces of dwarf sage, all died. Every single last one of them. I literally went to go plant this tank with nothing I had left. And that really took a shot to my morale. but I came back strong, and I was able to salvage like the couple pieces of dwarf sage I had left, and so I'll take you through this tank a little bit step by step, and it's gonna be long because this is my welcome back video and it's allowed to be long. So the first plants that died were these stargrass plants. I waited weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks for this plant to get established and rooted in my aquarium, and it finally did, and that's when I decided to redo everything, and then it died. And this is what it's at. It's like you have to look at through an effing microscope to even see these damn plants anymore. This new setup, this new tank's been set up for maybe 3 weeks now, 3.5 weeks. Nothing in here has been moved. everything. I think that's the key. Don't go moving your stuff too much, because plants, they like to stay where they are. So that's my Stargrass, not looking too hot. Amazon swords, not looking too hot. I have 3 of them back here. 1, 2, 3. They lost all their leaves. I put the roots in here, and those are the leaves that have come back. Oh, the only thing that didn't die besides my dwarf sage was this Indian red sword. And the Indian red sword has a massive root system, and it's still popping off a leaf every week, and it's doing really well. You can see by the color there, those dark red leaves. I'd like to know how to keep the leaves dark red instead of having them get this lighter green down at the bottom after they've popped out for a week or two. My dwarf sage, these are the little pieces that still survived. About twice as much as this died off, and none of it came back. This is my Rotella, or Rotala as Keith likes to say. It was literally just sticks when I put it in here, and the little buds that you see on here now, that's everything that started to come back. So I'm looking forward to this plant somewhat coming back. These little twigs in the back is my narrow leaf Ligugia. You can see like they're freaking brown on the stems. They all rotted, they're all dead. But I put them back in here just to see what would happen. So like they literally have no stems, and then up towards the top they have these little buds starting to come back to life. And it's going to take a really, really long time for anything substantial to come out of these narrow leaf Ligugia. I still have my moss ball, that didn't die. New additions, new plant additions to my tank. New category here. So my buddy Keith hooked me up with a fat bag of plants that there actually were his clippings from his 29-gallon tank, and he was kind enough to give me a whole bunch of his Rotella, and that's what you see over here. And it's been in here for a week. It's been a week today, and you can see that they're already shooting off these gnarly roots off the side, and that's what you want to see. This is definitely not dying off. It's doing very well. So I'm going to leave it over here in this corner for maybe about a week longer, maybe 2 weeks longer, and see just how well it will, take to my water parameters. And if all goes well, then I want to take this bunch of Keith's Rotella and put it where my Rotella is, and take my Rotella out, because my Rotella is just looking pretty sad. And on top of that, he also gave me some Ligugia Rippins, which is these short stubby Liguigias that you see all along the bottom of my tank. And those are all clippings of his, and his are super healthy, and I'm really hoping that they'll grow up tall, which I'm sure they will. You can, I don't know if you can see, but even the Ligugia Rippins has some gnarly roots coming out of the side of it. So he hooked me up with a couple fatty chunks of pieces. You can see them there in the back. Once those get big and tall, I will probably replace my narrow leaf with Keith's trimmings, and probably kiss my narrow leaf goodbye. So this aquascape is one I really like, even though it's one that's going to take some time to develop, and I'm all for that. I'm all about having patience and watching everything grow. He also hooked me up with a couple pieces of Java Fern that I attached to my new sweet driftwood that I got. I did have Keith's lace rock in here, and I really like the lace rock, and I still plan on using the lace rock. But for this tank specifically, I took it out because I was going with more of a Amazon Biotope. And yeah, so the driftwood, in my opinion, was more Amazon Biotope than lace rock, obviously. Another plant that I purchased that's new is I wanted to get like a statement piece plant, I guess you could say. So I got giant jungle val. which is obviously that there. You know what Jungle Val is. When I put it in here, it was touching the top of my tank, but it had a little bit of algae on it, so I cut it back to where the algae wasn't, and you can kind of get a scale of how far away it is from the top of my tank now. I wouldn't say it's growing so much in height as it is sprouting off new shoots. There's at least 4 or 5 new shoots down at the bottom of that one, and then I have the same exact thing here on my right hand side. Another new plant that I got is my girlfriend actually got this one for me. It's a banana plant, and I've been wanting a banana plant for a while, but never really thought they were worth the money. And then I was watching someone else's videos, and man, I really wish I could remember his name. His channel is a pretty tight channel, but anyway, he has 2 banana plants, and his banana plants are doing super good. So that made me want to try to get my own. This banana plant's doing really well. It's opened up a new leaf in 1 week, and I'm expecting that lily pad to go all the way to the top, and that will look really cool when it does. And my last but not least, it's actually my most prized possession right now, is my red tiger lotus. And I'm really happy about this red tiger lotus for 2 reasons. One, I got it for technically $1. I bought a pack of bulbs that they sell at Petco that I've always been skeptic about. They call them like beta bulbs or beta bulbs or whatever you want, but it's 5 bulbs of 5 different plants. You got red tiger lotus, apongiton, onion plant, and something else. You get like 2 bulbs each, and for like $4, so technically it's about $1 a bulb. And I just got the package that had the 2 biggest red tiger lotus bulbs, because that's really all I cared about. And this thing is going crazy. It's taken off. It was literally just a little bulb, like it had nothing on it. It was just a round ball, and you just shove it down the substrate and it starts growing. And so that's one of them. My other one's a little smaller. It's right there. But they're both growing, and they're both doing well. Those are my 2 apongiton bulbs that I have. They've sprouted roots, they just haven't sprouted foliage yet. And then this is my onion plant that is growing in here now from that package as well. So I would highly recommend that. If you don't want to spend $10 for a red tiger lotus that has a couple leaves on it, if you want to start your own, go down to Petco and buy the bulbs that don't have any roots or anything, and they're like that. Like I said, they average out to $1 a piece. Just pop one of those in your tank and see what happens. So that's pretty much all my plants. That's my plants, and I still have all the same fish, my serpes and my neons. My goal is to get 10 more neons total, so I'll have 12 total. And then I think I'll be done there. Maybe a couple rosy barbs, but I think that would be good. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is my CO2, because I noticed that a lot of people have a lot of questions about CO2, and they're really like scared of doing CO2. And this is gonna be my take on CO2. If you're doing a do-it-yourself CO2, I really don't think you need to worry about gassing out your fish and killing any kinds of fish, especially if you have an aquarium over 10 gallons. I just don't think you can produce enough CO2 to kill any fish if you have an aquarium bigger than 10 gallons, unless you have 8 bottles running 24/7. This is my 2-liter bottle of CO2. I finally found a good mixture of yeast to sugar that I like this time. This bottle's been going for about 2 weeks, but when I first put it in, it was giving me like 2 bubbles per second, maybe 3 bubbles per second. And I used 1 cup of sugar and just a pinch over a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. And yeah, that was giving me 2 to 3 bubbles per second for at least a week and a half, and this is still going strong at, you know, whatever you want to call those bubbles. Another cool thing is, if you live in San Diego County, give a little shout out to my fish store that I go to in Encinitas called Encinitas Tropical Fish. I went in there with a question about my Rio Plus power head. I had the power head, but I didn't have this duckbill attachment to spread the water evenly through my aquarium. And I was looking online, and you can't actually buy them online. That I found out you can only order them if you're a distributor. So I went in there, and the guy was trying to hook a couple different attachments onto mine, and he actually ended up breaking my power head. And so he just gave me a new one off the shelf. So I got a brand new Rio 600 power head for free with the duckbill attachment and everything. And normally it comes with this little piece too that hooks right up and under there, so nothing gets caught in the fan. But I took that out because on my CO2 I have the bubbles coming in here into the diffuser, and they get diffused, and then they get sucked up into my impeller, and then they get shot out throughout my tank through my duckbill. So I think that's the perfect setup right now. And yeah, that's what I like. And this video is 16 minutes long, and it's probably going to take 2 hours to upload, so I hope you watch it. Alright, talk to you later. Bye.